Donald Trump still wants a vote to dismiss his articles of impeachment without senators even asking questions and fears his defense attorneys are not aggressive enough. President Donald Trump still wants a vote in the Senate to dismiss the impeachment charges against him. Hayes also said to be concerned his defense team won't be aggressive enough. Trump is known to care about optics. His Senate trial begins Tuesday. The White House has not yet announced his defense team. White House counsel Pat Cipollone, Trump's private attorney Jay Sekulow, and Cipollone deputies Patrick Philbin and Michael Purpura are expected to be on it. Officials not saying if Rudy Giuliani or Jim Jordan will join the team. By Emily Gooden, senior News political reporter for DailyMail.com, published 1356 Greenwich Mean Time, the 17th of January 2020, updated 1404 Greenwich Mean Time, the 17th of January 2020. Donald Trump still wants a vote in the Senate to dismiss the articles of impeachment against him as both sides prepare their arguments for when the president's trial begins on Tuesday. President Trump also fears his defense attorneys will not be aggressive enough in fighting for him, the New York Times reported. Trump is known to care optics and expressed concern about how he will come across when the trial plays out on television screens across the country. He spent Friday morning retweeting officials who were praising his USMCA and China trade deals and pundits who were criticizing the impeachment trial. President Donald Trump still wants a vote in the Senate to dismiss the impeachment charges against him. White House counsel Pat Cipollone, top left, Trump's private attorney Jay Sekulow, top right, and Cipollone deputies Patrick Philbin, bottom left, and Michael Purpura, bottom right, are expected to be part of the Trump defense team. The White House has not officially announced who will defend the president when the Senate trial begins next Tuesday, but officials have already begun laying the groundwork for the president's counterargument to impeachment. Vice President Mike Pence wrote an op-ed in The Wall Street Journal on Friday, urging Senate Democrats to renounce the impeachment trial, asking if there would be a Senate Democrat willing to stand up and reject a partisan impeachment passed by the Democrat-controlled House, and, on a call with reporters on Wednesday, a senior administration official argued the impeachment articles are so weak that, if this was a court proceedings, they would be subject to dismissal, adding you wouldn't take up people's time with such a weak case. White House counselor Kellyanne Conway took questions from the reporters on the White House driveway on Thursday to offer another round of defense. Let's stop pretending this is about the Ukraine call. This is about getting the president, and if they had any faith in all those white people left on the Democratic debate stage running for president. Wow, because if they had any faith they could beat Donald Trump at the ballot box, they would put all their energy into that. But instead they want to get the president now. And they can't. He'll be acquitted in the Senate, and he won't be removed from office, and he'll be re-elected, she said. Additionally, Conway, in response to a question from DailyMail.com, said the president's defense team could be announced as early as today, but I would imagine in the next few days. She said White House counsel Pat Cipollone, Trump's private attorney Jay Sekulow, and Cipollone deputies Patrick Philbin and Michael Purpura will all be part of the process. But she and other administration officials have declined to say if Rudy Giuliani, Trump's private attorney who's been defending him on television, or Rep. Jim Jordan, the Republican congressman who offered a fiery defense of the president during the House impeachment hearings, will join the team. We'll be making an announcement about the team at the appropriate time, a senior administration official said Wednesday on a call with reporters. Both the White House and some Senate Republicans are arguing Trump's trial should only take 2 weeks. Bill Clinton's 1999 trial took about 6 weeks, and Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has pushed for a short session with no witnesses. Trump, however, has publicly mulled wanting witnesses for the defense, including Hunter Biden, who the president repeatedly attacks for his work on the board of a Ukrainian gas company, and the whistleblower, whose revelation of the details of Trump's call with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky started the impeachment process. Democrats, meanwhile, want to call for additional witnesses. Acting White House Chief of Staff Mick Mulvaney, former National Security Advisor John Bolton, and 2 other White House aides. They only need 4 Republican votes to force McConnell to allow witness testimony, and at least 4 GOP senators have said they are open to hearing from additional witnesses. A vote on calling witnesses will be taken after each side makes its opening arguments in the case. McConnell, meanwhile, has warned the president additional witnesses can cause unknown factors to arise. The Times reported officials have declined to say if Rudy Giuliani, Trump's private attorney who's been defending him on television, or Rep. Jim Jordan, the Republican congressman who offered a fiery defense of the president during the House impeachment hearings, will join the Trump defense team after the senators were sworn in. President Trump sent out a tweet, in all caps, responding to his impeachment. Thursday marked a day of pomp and circumstance on Capitol Hill as the impeachment articles against the president were formally read on the Senate floor and Chief Justice John Roberts arrived to issue an oath to senators. Trump was scheduled to meet with students about school prayer in the Oval Office at the same time senators were raising their hands to be sworn in. Instead he kept them waiting over 30 minutes, presumably to watch what was unfolding on Capitol Hill. The president defended himself against impeachment in that Oval Office meeting and on Twitter, "I just got impeached for making a perfect phone call," he wrote in all caps after the Senate finished swearing in lawmakers Thursday, and he went on a long riff against the impeachment trial when speaking to reporters at his school prayer event. "It's a hoax. Everybody knows that. It's a complete hoax," Trump said. "I have to go through a hoax. A phony hoax. Put out by the Democrats so they can try to win an election that hopefully they're not going to win. It was put out for purposes of winning an election. Our country is doing great. Our country has never done better," he added. Thursday's hearing began as a series of new bombshell exploded in the Ukraine scandal. At 2:10 p.m., John Roberts was sworn in. Chuck Grassley, the president pro tempore, administered the oath, saying, "Do you solemnly swear that in all things appertaining to the trial of the impeachment of Donald John Trump, President of the United States, now pending, you will do impartial justice, according to the Constitution and laws, so help you God?" "I do," Roberts replied, his left hand on a Bible. He turned to the senators and invited them to do the same. All 100 stood and said, "I do." They were then invited to come forward in fours to sign the Book of Oaths, confirming their commitment to impartial justice. When the Chief Justice walked in, you could see the weight of the moment. "I saw members on both sides of the aisle visibly gulp," said Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer in the moment after. "All rise." The Chief Justice told all the senators to stand, raise their hands, and take the oath. Donald Trump vented again at the hoax impeachment in the Oval Office on Thursday afternoon, during an announcement of the guidance on constitutional prayer in public schools. It was the final moment of unity the chamber will see. On Tuesday, it will debate the rules of the trial, opening the way for a vicious brawl over the calling of witnesses. Democrats are trying to pile pressure on moderate Republicans to agree to more witnesses. Additionally, on Thursday, the Nonpartisan Government Accountability Office ruled that holding aid to Ukraine was illegal, because the White House Office of Management and Budget defied Congress to do so, and new evidence prompts Ukrainian police to open a formal investigation into whether U.S. Amb. Marie Yovanovitch was being surveilled while holding the top diplomatic post in the country. That evidence came courtesy of Trump's personal lawyer Rudy Giuliani's associate Lev Parnas, who turned over messages to House Democrats before they transmitted the articles of impeachment over to the Senate. Those messages included ones Parnas received from pro-Trump congressional candidate Robert Hyde that insinuated he had men watching Yovanovitch's movements. "They are willing to help if you would like a price," the message said. Parnas told MSNBC he didn't believe Hyde had people actually spying on Yovanovitch and said he didn't think the ambassador was in harm's way. Still, it got a reaction from Ukraine's Interior Ministry, which runs the police. "Our goal is to investigate whether there actually was a violation of Ukrainian and international law, which could be the subject for proper reaction, or whether it is just bravado and fake information in the informal conversation between two U.S. citizens," the ministry said in a statement Thursday. Trump's impeachment revolves around the accusation that he held up $400 million in military aid to Ukraine in order to pressure the country's new president to announce investigations into Joe and Hunter Biden and the origins of the 2016 Russia probe. Former Vice President Joe Biden is one of the leading 2020 Democratic candidates. Read more. Let's block ads. Why?